Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Football Facts or False as showcased by Jaded Sports. My name is Edward. It's a pleasure to be back with you once again. And so we'll run through some of the trending sports news as we kick off with our new segment known as the Eye of the Lens. Here we will be catching up with trending sports news that are fast and furious as they emerge. Then we will also conclude it, as you know, with our naturally famous football facts or false as x-rayed by you and me.
This is why you need Facts or False, the only show that keeps sports real and fun. We break down the wildest headlines, the hottest takes, what's actually true in sports. Subscribe now, don't get faked out.
So what are the emerging news that we have for today? All right. Lucas Zidane, the son of Zinedine Zidane, he seems to have taken another course as he has been given a call-up by the Algerian national team, and that means he will be playing for a different nation while his dad played for a different nation. As you know, he was and still is one of the greatest players that ever played for France, the Le Blues. Also, we will be looking at another interesting news from the women's angle now, as Nigerian Super Falcons striker Gift Monday sets a new goal scoring record in the American Women's Football League, where she scored a hat-trick in 36 minutes. What has that led to, and what are we expecting from the emerging new strikers of the Nigerian women's national team? Yeah, and we'll also be looking at what is coming up in Europe. Also catching up with European football, where Anthony, the Brazilian, do we call him a striker now, a winger, has expressed his bitterness with his former club, Manchester United, over all that transpired leading to his exit and his joining Real Betis. He really feels bitter. He says there was so much rudeness before he was let go. We'll catch up with that. And now to boxing. Moses Itama, the British-Nigerian heavyweight boxer, who is the kid on the block, do we call it the kid dynamite, seems to be having difficulty and struggling to find an opponent that will face him in the already scheduled 13th December boxing event that will come up in England. Are there reasons why he's not getting opponents? It's been whispered that a lot of big heavyweights are dodging him. Well, we'll find out when we come back from the break. And in the X-ray segment, we will look at the newly introduced green card as introduced by World Football Federation, FIFA as it's called, which is already taking place in the ongoing Under-20 World Cup. What are the trends? What are the facts? What lies behind the introduction of these cards? Who gains and who loses with it? We will give you all these details.
All right, football fans and sports junkies, welcome back to Jaded Sports, where I don't just drop the news, I challenge you to pick a side. This is Football Facts or False, the only show where your opinion is just as important as the scoreboard. Let's kick things off with soccer. Did you know some people still think Messi's World Cup win was pure luck? Fact or false? I say, watch those highlights again. Genius never needs luck. But hey, if you're Team Ronaldo, I want to hear your hot take in the comments.
Now, welcome back. So it said a fruit does not fall too far from the tree, but that doesn't seem to be the case for Lucas Zidane, who has decided to represent the Algerian national team, as he has been given a call-up for the next upcoming World Cup qualifiers, of which Algeria will be up against Somalia and Uganda from the 9th of October till the 14th of October for their last two World Cup qualifiers. Lucas Zidane is, as we know, the son of legendary French footballer, or global footballer as we want to call him, Zinedine Zidane. And he's a goalkeeper. The 27-year-old goalkeeper has waited, as has been reported, bided his time to get invited by the French national team. And when that seemed not to be coming, he has decided to take this call-up as he changed his nationality to represent Algeria. And he was given the call-up a couple of days ago, and now he will be representing his father's original birthplace. Lucas Zidane representing Algeria, while his father is a legend of the French national team. Of course, as we already said, the family has their history from Algeria, but Lucas was born in Marseille, where his father played for the local team, Olympique Marseille, and obviously is one of the greatest legends from that club. But he started his football career, talking about Lucas now, in Spain, where he joined the Real Madrid academy team. Of course, you know his father also was a legend with Real Madrid. So Lucas then started his football career with Real Madrid and played there a couple of years before he moved on to other clubs, representing clubs like Rayo Vallecano, Real Zaragoza, SD Eibar, and now with Granada. That is his current club. So getting a call-up to represent the Algerian national team seems to be a fulfillment, a personal fulfillment. But it brings to mind the controversy of family representation. We know the other case of the Williams, where you have Nico Williams representing Spain and his brother representing Ghana. It speaks a lot of allegiance and commitments of players. Where do they really want to play?
Think you know Jadit Sports? Time to put your knowledge to the test. Jadit Sports was founded in 2012. Fact or falso? Falso. It kicked off in 2016. Their logo has a hidden lightning bolt. Fact or falso?
So let's move on to other stories coming up. Now to women's football. And Nigeria's Gift Monday has set a record in the American Women's Football League, where she scored a hat-trick in the first half. In fact, she scored a hat-trick in 36 minutes, which was the first time ever anyone will be scoring in the Women's Football League at such a quick time. So this speaks a lot of the potentials and capacity of Gift Monday. Her last time representing her club was sometime in August. But despite the competition with other strikers, her coach gave her the opportunity, and she scored in their 4-0 win, in a 4-0 victory over Houston Dash. And that has taken her team to the playoff of the American Women's Football League for the second time running. So that's quite an impressive performance, an impressive record for the gifted Gift Monday.
She pokes it past the defender in the box, but right there, ball cut off. This time she brings in the ball, drops it off for a teammate.
It's interesting though that the gifted Gift Monday wasn't selected by coach Justin Madugu for the Super Falcons in the just concluded WAFCON, where Nigeria, of course, claimed their 10th title. I do recall that when that selection was done, a lot of people were wondering, what's the meaning of this? Gift Monday had participated previously and had been regarded as one of the heirs to the throne of a certain Asisat Oshoala. But she wasn't selected as other strikers like Esther Okoronkwo, Jennifer Erogini, and what other strikers did they have in that team? They also had, of course, the super captain, Ajibade Rashidat, was also the striker, and the legendary Asisat Oshoala. We also had the Fumilaya Ijamilisi also as a striker that was selected for the WAFCON team. And the rest is history as they ended up winning the title. But there were question marks as to the reasons why some other players weren't selected, including Gift Monday. And now it seems she's proving herself back and telling coach Justin Madugu that I'm back in recording. So the question there is, who will replace Asisat Oshoala as Nigeria's new leading striker? Will it be Gift Monday if given the opportunity, or is it Esther Okoronkwo, who we know gave an impressive performance at the concluded WAFCON? Well, that remains to be seen, as the facts will prove themselves if Gift Monday is the lady to take up the next mantle, or if she's not, we will find out with time, wouldn't we?
This is why you need Facts or False, the only show that keeps sports real and fun.
Now let's talk about Anthony, the Brazilian winger who now plays for Real Betis. It's weeks gone by since the transfer window closed, but it seems someone is still bearing a grudge. As we hear Anthony in a recent interview that he gave saying that he's still very disappointed with the rudeness and the attitude given to him or shown to him before he left the team, Manchester United. What we hear now from Anthony is that the attitude and disrespect was just too much. He emphatically used the word rude. He said, imagine being in an environment where there was no good morning or good afternoon from the management. He wasn't even selected for their as a member of their preseason squad, and he was sent to go and train with the reserves or with the youth team. As a player, I can imagine how he felt being treated that way. This was a player that Manchester United bought for as much as 82.2 million from Ajax in the year 2022, and suddenly he's become a pariah. He's become one of those players they couldn't wait to get rid of. The question is, what went wrong? Is it something that we don't know as fans of the game, or is it just basically about his performance? Well, we know the former coach of Manchester United, Erik ten Hag, bought him as he played with him at Ajax, and he had quite an impressive season with him when they won the league. So as he moved to Manchester United, I think that same season he bought him over. But I personally do not think he had such an exciting performance while representing Manchester United. He had the legworks. So people, we had situations where, of course, you trust the Nigerian fans who now tagged him, leg work, don't go, leg work, don't go. Songs were formed from his style of play, but the final output was still left a lot to be questioned. And unfortunately, his time in Manchester United was over. But this issue of being let go in such a rude manner, that remains to be seen. Do we hear those same kind of complaints from other players, like a Marcus Rashford, who also left Manchester United, like a Garnacho, and some others? Is there a problem? Is it with the coaching? Is it with the management? Or something about the players not really gelling at Manchester United? We will find out, and we will know whether there are facts to this allegation or if they are false. Finally, we will be catching up with the news in boxing as we round up our Eyes of this Lens segment. So here in boxing, we will be catching up with Moses Itama, the British-Nigerian boxer who is being regarded as the new Mike Tyson in the heavyweight category. So he has a fight on the 13th of December, and the news coming out is that he's yet to find worthy opponents. In fact, opponents that have been selected from him have been pulling out. He was supposed to have this fight with a certain Filip Hrgović, but Hrgović seemed to have pulled out as his management team were making outrageous demands. And Moses Itama's coach, Francis Wyan, says that the outrageous demands placed by Filip Hrgovic's teams was another way to say they didn't want to take the fight. This also seemed to be a recurring situation when another boxer, Jermaine Franklin, also withdrew from the fight. So 13th of December seems to be still a schedule for his next boxing match, but yet to get an opponent. What does that tell you? His record so far seems quite impressive. With 13 fights, he has 13 wins and 11 knockouts. It's not just about the wins, which are just relatively upcoming, but it's the style to which he knocks out his opponents. We saw his last fight, which he knocked out Dillian White, another world heavyweight contender. And that fight also proved to a lot of people that the punching power that this young man, Moses Itoma, has is one for reckoning. This is how a certain Mike Tyson started. And before you knew it, he became world champion at 19 years. And it's interesting too that Moses Itoma is just 19 years, going to 20, and he already is taking them down. He says the harder they come, the harder they fall. So who will be his next opponent? Is he going to be able to take on fights that will bring him faster and closer to the world title fight? As we have heard him already say, he's ready to fight the champion. He's ready to fight the champion. He's even been touted if he's going to be the next British Hope. So he's meant to be the next British Hope as the talk of Anthony Joshua is gradually fading away. Moses Thomas seems to be the new kid on the block.
He could become
And
the youngest heavyweight champion in history.
Alexander Usyk has already been spoken, but maybe it's a bit too early for him to want to take on the world champion. He needs to prove himself with other top contenders before he will be ready to take on Alexander Usyk and any other major contender. But he is one to look out for. All right, let's move on to the final segment, the X-ray of the football facts or false. And here we will be looking at the new FIFA green card. Hey, it's not the green card to which you travel, of which you show up as your international passport. This is a new innovation by the World Football Ruling Body, FIFA, who have decided to introduce a green card. What is this really talking about? So what do we know about the green card? It's a system that is used that has been introduced by FIFA in the tournament. Is actually ongoing right now at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup taking place in Chile. And what does it really represent? The FIFA green card, it's a function card used by the coaches. A coach is allowed to use it twice in a game.
Think you know Jadit Sports? Time to put your knowledge to the test.
So the referee has to take a decision, and if it doesn't go down well with the coaches, any of the coach can raise up his green card. A coach is permitted to use it just twice in a game. It can be used maybe to dispute or question a penalty or a disallowed goal. And like us, we already said, it was first used in this ongoing FIFA Under-20 World Cup. It was used actually the first day on the 27th of September in the game between South Korea and Ukraine. The South Korean coach, Lee Won-chan, I hope I got that name correct. I hope I got the name correct, of the coach of the South Korean Under-20 team, who raised his green card to question while a penalty wasn't given to his team. And of course, the referee had to go to the monitor to check, and eventually, for record's sake, that penalty wasn't given, but that was the first time it was used. So far, it's been used twice in the tournament. We are waiting to know if the Nigerian Under-20 team that is there will also use it, and other teams, and maybe some other dialogues that will come out. But the question is, for record's purpose and in retrospect, should this kind of card not have come out since, with the controversies we see in a lot of games? Those who follow the Premier League games, those who follow the Champions League and other leagues have had reasons to question the competence of certain referees. So now that the coaches are given the opportunity to question it, will this be properly used, or will it be something that will generate more controversy? Is this going to last, or is this just going to be something that will flatter to deceive? We will check your comments and know what you think, the facts backing this new innovative gesture by FIFA, how this will impact the football world. I personally think it's a good one. I have seen games where I'm like, I wish I could just dive into that stadium and hold the referee and say, what are you doing? Didn't you see this? Or is this player from your village or from your generation? I'm just kidding, you know. So let's hope that coaches will have more confidence when they begin. Of course, for now, FIFA is just doing it as a test run. It's not being implemented in any league. With time, we'll find out if it will be approved and implemented in other football leagues, and then we'll see the impacts of this in football fair play. Okay, I think we have hit the finishing mark, and that's where we'll stop. We expect to get your comments. Please try and help us to like and subscribe to this channel. Your comments will be well appreciated. Dig into your own facts and confirm if certain information and trending news here have the facts or if they are just fiction.
This is why you need Facts or False, the only show that keeps sports real and fun.
Oh, lest I forget, happy birthday to someone special. Sister, my big sis, Sister Sylvia Vanessa Ijoma Ofiolibe, someone who has been very encouraging to us in Jade Sports. We wish you a spectacular birthday today. As you enjoy your day, you deserve the best. You are a wonderful person. You have been a blessing to me, so many in and outside this family. God bless you. Bye.